Welcome to the Savage Den.
I love how this is how we start every podcast. That being said, welcome everybody back to episode number 5 of the Savage Den podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Don.
I'm Chris.
Okay. You weren't very fast. I'm sorry.
That's what she said.
That's Chris.
Who's the other guy on here?
I don't know.
Someone named Nathan, possibly?
I don't know that guy. I've never met him in my entire life. I heard, however, and this is not to break TOS or anything, but I heard he was a cunt.
I was just about to say, make sure you call him a cunt.
I'm pretty sure he's a cunt. I'm not calling him a cunt. I just was informed by a third-party source that he is, in fact, a cunt.
And now it's your opinion as well.
No, not at all. I'm just relaying the information I was given.
So does this fall under defamation? Is he truly 100% in fact a cunt?
I don't know. Let's ask
is,
Nathan and see.
This is defecation on Nathan's good name.
Doesn't defecation mean shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I wanted to choose a word that sounded like defamation. So
Poopamation.
I just shit on myself.
See? Did you have a piece of paper with your name written on it underneath you? Because then it's factual.
Nice. Who wipes their ass with paper?
Everyone does.
literally everyone in the first world.
I mean, is toilet paper actually paper though?
It is paper, yeah.
Like it's
This is
legit
real
made
soft.
from the same material as like the paper you write on?
I mean, it's just cellulose pulp.
What is that? A cellulose? Cellulose? Blah, blah, blah.
That's the skin in between your nutsack and your butthole.
That's
Yep,
a gooch.
That's what it is.
No, that's a cellulose.
Oh, man.
The pulp from my cellulose. I'll sell you those.
Oh, so what have you guys been up to? What's your weekends consisted of? Don, it sounds like you're hungover. What did you do?
Oh my God. I've had a phenomenal weekend, but I'm absolutely paying for it today. It all started on Thursday. There was a nice little concert here in town. Went to that, got wildly drunk, and went home. Got there safely, which is great. And then drove all the way to Columbus, Ohio for a 2-night indoor music festival featuring some of my favorite bands on the face of the earth. And I didn't stop taking mind-altering chemicals until like 7 a.m. today. So
Hold on.
surprise.
What? How does a indoor music festival work? That sounds like your fucking brain would be rattling from the amount of music and vibrations flowing through this air. Like most of the time, a music festival has multiple stages with multiple bands, and you can go and stand by whatever stage you want to listen to. How does it work on the inside? Like an arena or something, I guess.
Well, that's exactly how it was set up. This one in particular is hosted in an old church that they turned into the music venue. They had the main stage, like in the main like churchy area, and then there's a large room upstairs, farther removed from everything else, where they would have like smaller acts play. And they would alternate. Like there would rarely be like, if there was any overlap between the bands, it would be like 15 minutes, So like if you wanted to see like all of one show, like, and the other one, like, yeah, you maybe miss 15 minutes of one, like you would have to choose. But it worked out extremely well. It was the fourth year in a row that they've put on this festival, and it's called the Winter Workout, hosted by a band called The Works out of Dayton, Ohio. Highly recommend them, especially if you're into jam bands.
Hmm.
They fucking shred.
I bet you it smells like complete swamp ass and drugs up in there.
Oh yeah, no, the hippie stank in marijuana is thick
Nice.
with
The
two
what?
C's.
The what?
The
The
hippie
hippie
stank.
snack? Oh, hippie snack.
Hippie stank.
I thought you said
stank.
hippie snack.
I mean, there's like you walk in and there's just a waft of patchouli that just hits you right in the nose from like some dude who hasn't showered in 3 weeks. And it's
Oh,
like, dude,
yeah.
it's wintertime. Like, you have a place to live, right? Like, you're staying somewhere. Like, just ask to use their shower. It's fine. You can do that.
Oof.
Fucking hippies, man.
When I was
Man.
over the road truck driving, I when you get fuel at like the major truck stops like Flying J, Pilot, TA, Petro, all of those ones, the big truck stops that are all over the country. You guys have probably seen them.
I love Flying J.
Yeah, they're cards. The cards that we get for when we fuel, you can get them too as a Class C driver. When you fuel, if you get at least 50 gallons, you get a free shower. It's over time you get a lot of showers collected up on your account, and they fall off over time. And shut up, I shower frequently. I'm just saying there's a lot of them. Okay. I knew you were laughing at, you son of a bitch.
But it's, God.
Listen, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. So every once in a while there'd be like, a homeless person or something like that sitting outside asking for, money and stuff like that. And I would always offer them a shower. I would say, hey man, can't help you with the clothing department, but if you want to take a shower, I can get a shower for you with my points card. And they're like, every time, oh, fuck yeah, dude, I would love that. Every time. I'm like, if I was homeless,
Oh.
I feel like that I would probably hang out at a truck stop and ask people, hey man, you think you can get me a shower with your points for free? Like, you're not doing anything but just giving away a shower.
Well, how much
I
does
did
a
that-
shower normally cost?
Around $12.
Holy fuck.
So if you shower
It's not super
every
cheap.
day, that's a lot of money,
Yeah, fair enough.
That's why truck drivers don't really shower that often. It's
Yeah.
expensive.
Bunch of stanky motherfuckers.
But
I mean,
it can be
what's
free
it matter?
if you get the points card.
I mean, who cares if they shower or not? They're sitting in their truck by themselves. If they smell like swamp ass, they smell like swamp ass to themselves and nobody else.
Very true. Until they go inside of a truck stop, which they always end up doing. And they
That's
fucking
true.
stink.
But it's a truck stop. You're not going to hang out there for hours and hours like a music festival or something. You go in there, you take care of whatever you do in the truck stop, and you leave, and you go stank someone else's truck stop up later.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on a stanky rampage. But like, I mean, nothing sucks worse than going into like a music venue or something, or a seminar or anything that requires you to be stuck beside somebody for hours, and you can just smell their crusty shit flaking off their butthole. It's just,
I mean, the nice thing about music festivals is there's usually a lot of room. Like, you can go away from it. Just
you
walk
can
away
walk away from it.
from the guy who smells like an actual fucking turd. Like, you can just be like, all right, man, you dance over here. I'm going to go over there. And it's that easy.
Oh, it's gonna be like the kid from Charlie Brown, the stanky kid from Charlie Brown, always dancing by himself.
Oh, the dirtball kid. What's his name?
I don't know. Did they ever give a backstory to half of these characters in Charlie Brown? Like, why did this kid like dust everywhere he go? Was he like homeless?
Because he was dirty. It was the only way that he could represent that he was a dirty kid.
Okay.
His parents were dead. He was an orphan.
Oh,
So he
Damn.
had to raise himself and his sister. And
he had a sister?
yeah, I felt like they conveyed that really well.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Or did he fail
Is
at
that the
raising
truth?
his sister?
I might have just completely made that up, but you guys won't
I
know for
was
sure.
like, wait,
You won't know for
hold
sure.
on.
Like, you
Turns out-
can't just Google that.
Turns out
don't
Don
even
just
know the kid's name.
indulges in the Peanuts lore. I'm sure there's a Peanuts subreddit that he just masturbates to and learns more about the Peanuts.
You think
Actually,
there's-
it's
You
Garfield.
think there's like a think there's like a what do you call it? Like old school cartoons lore theory subreddits.
I
Where they
mean,
think
if you can
characters
think
come
of it,
from?
there's probably a subreddit for everything you can think of.
There really is. And if there isn't, you can just fucking create one.
Yep.
And
For
then there-
free.
and
Like, they
there
just let
is
anybody do
everything
it.
You can think of.
Oh, so speaking of subreddits and Reddit, I've learned that. So I know on Reddit let's say that someone's post just makes you so wet that you want to give that post money. You can give it gold, right? That costs you money.
Yeah.
You give Reddit money and
Yes.
it gives them a shiny bauble on their fucking post.
What is that? I did not know
It's
that. I
fucking
literally just
stupid.
learned this. Like, why in the world would anybody take their hard-earned money and give it to the platform in which hosts the post that someone else created, and the only person that post or the poster gets is a badge,
A
or
sticker.
a
You
sticker?
get a shiny gold star.
That is fucking stupid. You got to be a special kind of stupid to just like if it was a streamer and you're giving them money, the money goes to them, even if some of it goes to Reddit. But okay, whatever. Listen, man, just listen. Everyone listening to this, if you're going to give money to somebody, just give money to that person. Stop giving money to the big corporations and useless entities. Give it to the hard working content creators. $5 a month. That's all it takes.
$5 a month.
Well, what about you, Chris? What'd you do this weekend?
Did some chores. I had to
Fair
go
enough.
and had to do a couple things, a little bit of shopping, but mostly just hanging out at home, playing video games, eating pizza.
No,
I did order the most epic pizza ever yesterday on stream, and people were donating on stream to help me pay for it because it was so expensive.
How fucking much was your pizza?
What was on it?
It was like $50 for a
Holy
large pizza.
shit.
Yeah. It was
Why was your pizza so expensive?
because it had steak on it. A lot of cheese. A lot of cheese.
Ugh.
I haven't pooped today. Let's just say that.
Oh
I have
boy,
nothing.
it's gonna come out really rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Or not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese tends to have that effect on some people.
I'm starting to wonder if I have some sort of like a whoa shit. What is the what is that shit that all the hipsters try not to eat nowadays? Fucking what the hell is it? Every restaurant tries to boast and brag. It's like our food is blank free. Gluten. There we go. I had a brain fart. I'm
Have you ever
starting to
had
wonder.
gluten-free pizza?
Have
No,
you guys
I've
ever
never
had
had
anyone
gluten-free
allergic
anything.
to gluten?
I know someone that's allergic to gluten.
Like
I
legitimately
do have a friend that has like celiac disease. Like she legitimately cannot eat gluten, otherwise it ends poorly.
The guy I'm
I've
thinking
met-
about.
I was gonna
Oh, I'm
say
just-
I've met so many people that had like significant others out of nowhere say they can't eat gluten anymore because they're allergic to it, and the guy's like, "What happened? When did that
Well-
change? Okay, I won't put gluten in the food anymore," and then they continue to put gluten in it, and they're perfectly fine.
What's my boss for the pressure washing gig? He claims that he's got. I don't know if he claims he's allergic to it, but he doesn't eat it because if he eats anything with like a lot of gluten in it, he just shits uncontrollably and just has very bad stomach cramps and all sorts
Yeah,
of
it's a
shit
bad
like that.
time. Like if you're actually allergic, but I definitely feel like this whole fad is mostly just people like, oh, they're making gluten-free things. I should eat things without gluten in them. It's like, no, it doesn't fucking affect you. You're an idiot.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's my thought, but at the same time, I wonder because like my stomach is not good at handling pretty much anything. Like There's a few different foods that I know for a fact will just give me a really bad time. Barbecue sauce is one of them. If I have anything with barbecue sauce, I'm going to love it. It's going to taste great. 30 minutes later, I'm going to be shitting through a screen door. Every
you
time.
live in Nashville. That is so unfortunate.
I mean, not everything here is smothered in barbecue sauce, all right?
Well, it
Well,
should be.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
absolutely
un-American.
should be.
But
I mean, I
yeah.
went to Arby's today.
Oh, me
and
too.
up in Columbus, they automatically put the Arby's sauce, which is their barbecue sauce, on every sandwich, and they slathered this bitch in this Arby's sauce. It was I'm trying to eat this in the car, and like my hands are still. I haven't washed my hands since I got back, but yeah, that's the whole story.
Well, they don't do that here. I had the just the plain Jane, like whatever roast beef sandwich that it's literally just bread and meat, but it's cool with it. I'm cool with it. But you know what? I can feel you. I can feel you when fast food joints or any restaurant just completely fucking smothers their food with sauce and just gargantuan amounts of just liquidy shit. So when you're eating it, it's just shitting all over you. Ugh. It bothers me.
It's like that. It's like that Carl's Jr. It's like every Carl's Jr. commercial ever. As soon as they touch the sandwich, it's just like spewing mustard and ketchup and all kinds of
I
goo
don't
all
understand
over
the allure to that. I don't understand who looks at that and says, "Ooh, baby, I can't wait to dribble that all over my white t-shirt."
Well,
I
first
just
off,
fucking
stop
love
wearing
Carl's
white
Jr.
t-shirts.
So
Secondly,
every time I see
who
it,
doesn't-
Carl's Jr., I want it.
Don,
Who
let's
doesn't
hear
want
your
their
points.
food shitting on them? I mean, normally, like that's what you do with your food, right? You process it and it goes out. Why can't the food fight back a little bit? Give it a little bit of challenge.
It's last hurrah.
Hey, I have a
Yeah.
serious question. And
It knows where it's
I
going.
thought about this the other day while my dog was taking a shit. How does food, once it goes into your stomach, how does it physically turn into poop? Like, what
That's kind of a
happens
dumb
in your
question.
body that takes food and turns it into
Did
this
you-
vile, stinky brown substance?
Did you not take 9th grade health class, or did you just like sleep through it?
Actually, I don't think I did. I think we had a choice between driver's education and health. No, I took a health class, but our teacher was also the gym. Our health class teacher was the gym teacher. So you can only imagine what we learned, which was nothing.
Dude, our health class teacher was one of the most amazing people I've ever met, because he, he had his master's and like he knew a lot about the subject or whatever, but he also had just a myriad of health problems himself, namely kidney stones. This
Oh,
man
no.
had kidney stones like every single month, and every day in class, he like each class he would slam 3 Coca-Colas, like full fat, like all the sugar, like
Well, no
Coke,
wonder.
just straight down his gullet. And he's like, yeah, just keep getting these kidney stones. And they're like, you should probably lay off the Coke. And I was like, fuck you, give me that ultrasound treatment. And like he would literally go to the hospital, lay in this like ultrasonic tub, which would like beat
Vibrate
the
his stones.
fuck out of his kidneys and like pulverize the stones in his kidneys so that like they wouldn't try and murder him on their way out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and I mean, he literally talked about it at least once a week. So it was always an interesting time.
Mm.
Nathan,
Aren't
do you
kidney
really not
stones-
know how your stomach turns food into shit?
No, you know what? I don't understand the magical process that takes what looks like you take food. If you take food and you crunch it up in a ball and you squish it around and roll it around like Play-Doh, it comes out looking like crunched up, squished up food. How does it turn into a brown, sticky substance? What?
Acid and enzymes.
Okay. Thanks.
That's it. And mechanical like mushing of the food with your teeth and your stomach and whatnot.
Nice.
You learned something today. Look at you.
Wow, I'm smart.
I mean, no, you're not, but you're a little less dumb.
Yeah, stomach bile, stomach acid. It basically cooks all of the
Hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it basically cooks all of the nutrients out of the food, and what's left is the essentially burned mush that the acid left behind after it cooked all of the nutrients out of it, and your body consumed the nutrients from the acid. Essentially. Basically. But I'm not a doctor. I'm a truck driver, so I could be completely fucking wrong.
Speaking of doctors and truck drivers and essentials, did you guys hear that we have lost our first American life to the coronavirus?
No, I hadn't heard about that.
Where was this?
It was actually in I can't remember what city it was, in Hong Kong, or not Hong Kong, but in China. I think it was like the major shutdown city, the one where the coronavirus is extremely prevalent, but
Wuhan.
Yeah, I believe that was it. Yeah. And he was there and died from it. So technically it's the first American death.
And he's from America. Was he there on vacation or business or something?
I don't know. I didn't read enough of the article to find out if he was there for business or something, but he was there, not here. I'm not gonna lie though, I hate how every news article that was reporting it clickbaited the shit out of it, because it's like the article title was "First American Dies from Coronavirus," and your first thought is "Holy fuck," and then you open it up and it's like, oh well, no shit, he was in China.
Right.
It's here. Run.
Right.
So he died in China, not on American soil.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, serves him right for having a job.
Yeah.
How strange that the mainstream media is fucking fear mongering everybody. How odd. Twisting facts and fear mongering. What a weird
I mean, who would
sentiment.
Like, they didn't even twist the facts though. They just said the first American dies. And so they know, everyone obviously will look at that and say, holy shit, that's terrifying. And
it's technically the truth.
And it's technically the truth, because he was an American and he died from the coronavirus. It just so happened he did it in China, where the coronavirus is fucking rampant and killing everybody.
It's killed about 1,000 people.
That's everybody.
Collectively.
Which is more than SARS. But in Wuhan specifically, it's not some little fishing village. That is a city of 8 million people. 8 million people.
It's
and
terrifying.
1,000 people have died, and people all over the world are freaking the fuck out. Dude, they have 7.999 million more people that would have to die before I would get, concerned.
I'm cracking the fuck up right now. I have to tell you this. Super in my chat, he said he wasn't a real American. We don't go down that easy. We bust out some AR-15s against the goddamn coronavirus.
I like how he also separated the words corona and virus. And capitalized, it's the beer that did it. That's fucking great.
We put some lime and some salt and some AR-15 on that bitch.
That's very American.
Cracks me the fuck up.
Haven't we had confirmed cases here in the U.S. though?
Yeah, apparently there was at least one in Washington State, actually.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, and they were quarantined immediately.
Oh man. Wow.
I actually yesterday.
Did we kill that person and burn him or something?
They just burn him to a crisp. Easy peasy.
Yep.
It's it's the America we live in now. But I was at a party yesterday, Chinese New Year party, a couple weeks late, because the host, my friend's father, was recently in China on business, and half of his team got quarantined and were like, yeah, you have to stay in this room for 14 days before like you might start to show symptoms. And like, I mean, when you're exposed to it, like apparently what's pretty scary about this particular coronavirus is that once you're exposed, you're almost immediately contagious. Like it just replicates super fast, but you don't show symptoms for up to 2 fucking weeks. So a lot of these guys are like just sitting in detention for 2 fucking weeks because they might have been exposed.
Ooh.
But fortunately, my friend's dad, he wasn't in Wuhan. He was somewhere else in China. But yeah, he got out pretty much unscathed, but we won't really know until, well, probably a week and a half from now when he starts, sneezing and coughing and, killing his family and all that stuff.
Yeah, but what's even more terrifying is you won't really know until he starts sneezing and coughing. But you really won't know if he never starts sneezing and coughing. Meaning you're going to be sitting there like 2-3 weeks from now and you're still going to be like, well, I haven't started sneezing and coughing yet, but what if? That's terrifying.
I haven't been paying too much attention to it because, like, when I'm out in public, especially knowing that it's up here in Washington, if someone like coughs or sneezes around me, just based on the shitty weather and it raining and stuff like that, it affects everyone differently. But if someone like sneezes or coughs near me, I kind of want to like, I don't know what I should do. Should I just walk away? Should I punch him in the face for being out in public? I don't know.
I think a punch is a little extreme. Maybe like a good hard slap.
Yeah. With the back of
Slaps
your
hurt
hand.
that'll-
A lot more than punches, depending on who
They
it comes
can.
from.
Yeah.
You ever seen those slap competitions?
Oh,
Oh, the Russian ones? Yeah.
Oh, we should like all fly to get like meet up somewhere and record ourselves doing a slap competition.
Yeah, I think like
It looks really
the
painful.
middle ground for us would be like Wichita, Kansas. So yeah, let's all fly to Wichita, Kansas
That sounds terrible.
and slap the shit out of each other
So redneck.
while chugging vodka just to make it more Russian.
I know, it
Everybody wear your
sounds
best
so
Adidas.
Oh man.
Could you imagine a bunch of Russians showing up for a fucking slapping competition in Kansas? Everybody in Kansas would be losing their fucking minds. Like, what is going on right now? Why are all these Russians suddenly here? Are we being invaded? We being
It's the
invaded? by
commies.
It's the goddamn
Get
commies.
your
We're
rifles,
being
boys.
invaded.
Oh god, I would love it. That would
Ain't
make me
flying those
happy.
goddamn red flags around here, you sons of bitches.
You know, I really feel like though, like a true homegrown redneck would really suck at slapping contests. I don't know. I just feel like they'd be really bad at it because the only practice they have is against. Never mind.
You were about to go a little Alabama with that one.
Oh, and on that note, I'm gonna go grab another drink. I'll be right back.
You should do that. But I don't know. I personally think that, a bunch of corn-fed good old boys would be able to slap the shit out of each other.
What about
They got all those carbs in them.
someone in chat brought up the idea, well, the fact that there's flesh-eating bacteria out there destroys your tissue under the skin. Do we know anything about that? Is that stuff in America?
Absolutely. 100% yes. MRSA is probably the most prevalent. Basically, if you know somebody that works in a hospital, they're exposed to MRSA on a daily basis,
Really?
or at least, different strains of MRSA. And what's really scary about those is not only can they cause necrosis if untreated, they are resistant to most antibacterials, most what's the word I'm looking for? Antibiotics. They're really, really hard to treat, and it can literally just eat your skin. Like it just turns black and falls off, and then you have a hole in your body.
So wait, how do they treat it if it's immune to antibodies?
There are formulas of antibiotics that they can hit it with. Basically, they have to throw the kitchen sink of antibiotics at this thing, and maybe that'll stop it. In addition to hopefully your body's own built-in defenses. But like if you're like some super old guy and you're in a hospital and you get MRSA, they're just like, well, that's gonna have to come off.
Yeah,
I made that last part up.
well, I mean, that kind of shit happens with people with diabetes, where like they just like their limbs get so bad that the doctors are just like, there's really no fixing this, it's gone, we're just gonna amputate it now.
I mean, yeah, with diabetes, it's like it destroys the blood vessels. Like in their feet is usually the first to go, and there's no blood flow. Like you can't fix that. It's like, well, this part of your body is dying. If we don't cut it off, it's gonna fucking take you with it via its sepsis. Like you're gonna get some fucking bloodborne bacteria from this dead part of your body that's still attached.
Yeah, you would get infections, wouldn't you, because of the necrotic flesh? Yeah.
And it just spreads throughout your body, gets to your heart and your brain, and it kills you. So they're just like, well, that foot, it's not your foot anymore.
Yeah, because once your blood gets infected and you don't get on like dialysis right away, you're fucking dead. And I mean, once that shit gets in your brain, you're done for. That's why they take that kind of shit so seriously.
Are you guys scared of dying?
Not really.
No.
It's
something that I can really prevent if it's going to happen. So
yeah, that's always been so strange to me that like people are so terrified of dying. Like I don't want to die, but it's just like, I mean, if you die, then you did,
Yeah, I'm not religious in the least, so I'm not like, I don't believe in an afterlife. So like if I die, I'm basically of the understanding that I won't even know I'm dead. I just will cease to exist.
if you're lucky. There's a lot of ways to die.
If I'm lucky
very, very
or if I'm
painful.
right. I mean, I've been in motorcycle crashes. I've been in horrific car rollover crashes. And I mean, there's definitely a really cool slowing down of time, like that happens. Like there's this time compression, and I was actually reading up about this the other day, because like, I mean, the car crash I was in is like 4 years ago now, but I can remember everything in just minute detail, like just stuff I would never normally notice, like the car is upside down, and like my face has already impacted the windshield, and so I'm like, I have glass in my forehead, I'm bleeding down my face, but I'd still remember like where everything was in the car. I remember like what orientation the car was in. It's like, oh, now it's on its side, now it's on its roof, now it's on its side. And I was reading this this post the other day. It was on Reddit or something. But basically it was saying that your brain goes into kind of a oh shit, I might die, I need to remember all of this kind of mode. And that's why time seems to slow down. It's like recording something in 240 FPS and then playing it back at 60 FPS. Like there's so much more detail in there that it seems like it slows down. It was pretty cool.
You think it might actually be more because let's say that you are a professional stuntman and you have been in many wrecks, You have wrecks all the time. They're staged, but you pretty much know what the wreck's all about. So at that point, like you expect everything. Do you think it's the same? Like I don't know. Like say
If it's expected, like you might have the same, biological response. Like your body's going to go, oh shit. Or, I mean, once you've been through it so many times, like especially like with a stuntman, like that's extremely controlled.
yeah,
And
true.
they try to calculate like all the different factors that can go wrong. So it's relatively safe, but at
Well-
that point you might be able to assure yourself that everything's going to be okay, and then just it's like, like being on a roller coaster for most people, and like not somebody who's like scared of roller coasters, but just a normal person who's like, wee, this is fun. Like time doesn't slow down when you're on a roller coaster, at least not for me, because I know it's safe and it's going to be fine.
Well, I mean, I think like for me, I remember the first time I ever rode a roller coaster. It did feel kind of slow, but it was extremely fast. I don't know. Like because I was just taking in so much, because it was all such a new experience to me. I was stupid observant to every feeling I had and everything I saw. But, since then, like it's easy to just stuff like roller coasters and, rides like that in general. It's like, wow, that was short. But, the very first time it didn't feel short.
I mean, that definitely sounds like the, panic, oh shit, I'm going to die response. I don't know the medical term for it, so that's what I'm going to call it.
That's the medical term. You were right.
It is now.
Yep.
So my chat is bringing up something that's interesting.
What?
There's something called DMT. It's something,
Oh yeah.
There's something called DMT that your brain naturally produces. It's a
Mhm.
tryptamine drug that occurs naturally in your body. People also refer to it as the spirit molecule, and it's usually due to intense psychedelic experience, I guess. So basically, what some people think is that when you're dying, or when you're in that intense of a moment, your brain produces a lot of DMT. And it's a debate, apparently, that people think that DMT is the cause of some people experiencing flashbacks, hallucinogenic, like visualizations of like angels, or
like your life
their,
flashing before your eyes and shit.
Yep. And like hallucinations of angels, or like God maybe, or a light, or it could be
Jesus.
stuff that's already in your head. Yeah, they could think that they're seeing Jesus, or angels, or like demons even, all of that stuff. Do you think that would be true, that DMT would be the cause of those hallucinations? Or do you think that when someone's actually in the process of dying, there's no doubt about it, they're dying, they're bleeding out, do you think that there's a possibility that there's something after life that may be, I guess, coercing you into
I think
death?
no.
I mean,
I personally think
it's
there's
absolutely. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I personally think that if you were currently in the process of dying, no matter what it is, you got shot or you're in the hospital or whatever, your body's probably producing some pretty wild shit, just simply because that's what bodies do. They just fight back constantly.
Mhm.
So like if you're
Mhm.
dying, your body's probably producing whatever, endorphins, whatever, to try to combat whatever it is, death. And it probably
Right.
produces, like you're talking about, these life flashes.
Yeah,
I mean, some people have, reported like extreme euphoria, like when they're dying, like people that have like died and have been resuscitated, are like they've described it as like going home, for example. And I mean, with dimethyltryptamine, that could absolutely be the cause of that. Like I've never done it myself, aside from what my brain produces, but I have very close friends that have done quite a bit of DMT, and I mean they've described ridiculous things like for example, we were at a music festival last year and a friend of mine bought a basically a vape pen full of DMT, and when he did it at a show, he was like, it sounded like everything was underwater except it was extremely clear and everyone looked like a cartoon character. Which was, when he described it, was fucking like, he looked like an insane person when he was on it, because like he was obviously hallucinating and was just going nuts. But he was having an absolute blast. And your brain at a point of severe distress could at any point in time dump all of its reserves of DMT, serotonin, oxytocin, all these chemicals that are just literally sitting in your brain, normally just being kind of metered out like, oh, all right, that makes me feel good, like I'm happy about that, and you get a little trickle, and if you're under extreme stress or like dying, then your brain could just be like, well, this is the last time I'll be able to use these, and just fucking shit it out all over your psyche.
Feel good about this, bitch. You're dying.
Yep.
We're about to go bankrupt. Don't liquidate the stock.
Right? All the assets, get them out of here.
All the assets, get them the fuck out.
Man.
Right now,
Bodies
at this
are
very
amazing.
instant. Dump them.
We could be doctors.
I like
very complex.
Chris, I'm looking at your chat right now, and Super's comment that scientists have said the brain is the most complex object in the universe, which I feel is a little conceited, because the scientist didn't originally say that. His brain was like, I'm the most complex fucking thing in the universe. It's
Complex
like,
as shit, bitch.
who the fuck are you? Like, oh yeah, the brain's more complex than a black hole. Like, get the fuck out of here, brain.
I think I'm pretty sure. I guess if you rephrased it and said that the brain is the most complex thing that we have any comprehension of, then yeah, I could see that being a true statement. But have you ever been in a black hole? That shit might be pretty complex. So you might get in there and it'll talk back. You don't know.
I think it's just the way that Super worded it. I'm sure that he didn't say in the universe. Unless,
maybe Super's just talking about his own brain.
I've also never done ketamine, so I've never been in a black hole. But they call it a K hole, so that's hard for me to say.
A K hole.
Oh, that reminds me. Since we're talking about black holes, I gotta find this article right quick. Apparently, an entire
This is going to be porn, isn't it?
yes, porn. And apparently, an entire galaxy disappeared, and scientists have no idea why.
That's fucking cool.
Scientists
I mean,
perplexed
also
by
mildly
huge,
terrifying.
Yeah,
But
scientists perplexed by huge, mysterious monster galaxy that suddenly went dark. An ultramassive galaxy challenges our understanding. Blah, 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 blah. Scientists have been left puzzled by a vast monster galaxy that mysteriously went dark. The web of stars known as XM blah 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 existed about 12 billion years ago in the early days of the universe, when it was only about 1.8 billion years old. I have no idea how they measure all that stuff, but whatever. It spewed out a vast number of stars in its short life. I like how they say short life. This shit's like 12 billion years old. It's short life. And then it suddenly stopped. That rapid and unexplained death has puzzled astronomers who say the vast galaxy does not fit with our existing models of the early universe. Basically, just from what I was able to gather, let's see.
That's
It was an
fucking
ultra
crazy.
massive galaxy that had over 300 billion suns,
What?
and it came. They can't explain how it came to exist, and then very quickly stopped existing. Like apparently it just stopped. It just disappeared. They looked up there one day and they're like, "Holy fuck, where'd that galaxy go?"
It would be super fucking hilarious if it's just like a calculation that was like incorrect. Like they were just looking in the wrong place. Like somebody wrote down like here's where this galaxy is, you know, like
and they
12
put it
minutes
in.
declination to the east. Like, all right. And it was like 14 minutes. And now they're looking at 12 minutes. Like, where the fuck is this galaxy? Where'd it go? It's gone. All those aliens are dead. But you know,
those poor aliens.
yeah, it's fucking 2 more minutes declination to the east, guys. Like it's still there.
Do you guys believe aliens, extraterrestrial life, have visited planet Earth?
No,
Have you had any of those experiences?
nah.
I don't think they have. My dad tells me of one time when he was a young lad hanging out with his friends out in the middle of nowhere, just camping or something, and he said he saw what appeared to be a shooting star, and it stopped, turned exactly 90 degrees, and started heading in the other direction. And I find it really hard to believe because he told me he was on drugs at the time. And
that just throws the whole thing out the window.
I basically, I mean, this is going to be kind of hard to see because, it's a podcast and, I'm not streaming like Chris. But, I demonstrated for him how that could possibly happen. And I looked straight up in the air and I turned myself 90 degrees. And I was like, are you sure this isn't what happened? And he was like, no, it was a UFO. I was like, all right, Dad, that's cool. You saw a UFO.
Okie dokie.
So it was 90
yeah.
degrees or 180 degrees that it spun around and went the other direction? Did it
90
just turn?
degrees. It turned 90 degrees.
Now,
So, yeah.
My younger brother actually has a really shitty video because he was so baffled by what he saw. I think it was probably a drone, but my younger
Like
brother,
a military drone or like some idiot out
My
there
younger
flying his
brother
quadcopter?
It was something like that, but my younger brother lives way out in the middle of nowhere. Like most people around there probably can't even afford a nice drone. But it was late at night, and he said there was a singular light, and he got video of it. I believe him. He was for days and days just completely baffled by this. But in the video, you can barely see this light moving really nice and slow in one direction, and then it just kind of pauses, and then it quickly moves in a different direction, and then it pauses, and then it quickly moves, and it just disappears. It was
That literally sounds like a quadcopter.
It does.
Like I fly quadcopters,
but he claimed that
and that's how they behave.
Yeah, he claimed that it looked like it was really far away and stuff. I don't know. And the video was extremely bad because it was nighttime and it was on the phone. But you know what? I think there is a huge possibility that there is other life out beyond us. But the thing is,
I agree.
why do we automatically assume everyone else in the rest of the universe is like these ultra intelligent beings? Like, what if we are the ultra intelligent beings? What if everything else that exists in the universe is just a bunch of fucking morons still banging rocks together to make a fire? Like,
I mean, that's a distinct possibility, but at the same point in time, like, from what we know, like humans are extremely recent in terms of the age of the universe. Like we've been around for like what, 30,000 years in our like relatively current forms. And it's very likely, just statistically, that there's some other life form out there that's actually been around for like 6 billion years.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it's possible,
I don't know.
but it's also possible that, you know, they're just out there banging rocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible in every direction. I mean, like the thing is, if any of these extraterrestrial beings had the ability to travel between planets and galaxies and shit, I'm pretty sure either they would have already made a pretty, dramatic showing, or they just haven't found us yet, which is a very good possibility. I'm just like, I don't know. I personally think that if there are other beings in the universe, they're probably just on the same playing field.
But bro, what about the pyramids? Like,
What
how
about the
did the
pyramids?
Egyptians, like, how did they build those?
I don't
Man?
know, man.
Like,
So Super in
oh
my
shit,
chat.
how did people stack rocks?
So Super in my chat shared a link. It's the analysis of why we haven't found aliens.
Oh God. If it's BuzzFeed,
It's
we're not
different
reading
theories. It's different theories. No, it's not.
it. Okay.
If you'd like, I can read a little bit.
Yeah. Hit us
There's
some key
multiple
points.
theories. Okay. The active search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, they call it for short, has been ongoing for half a century. To date, no ET signals from stellar systems have been detected. Here are popular theories on why our search has come up empty. The rare Earth, basically, we're unique. The rare Earth hypothesis argues that the planets with complex life, like Earth, are extremely rare and that intelligent extraterrestrial life is highly improbable. Hence, we are only one of a kind. The Gaian, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the Gaian bottleneck, they didn't survive. The Gaian bottleneck hypothesis by astrobiologist Dr. Aditya Chopra suggests that alien beings are all dead. They simply didn't make it. Life forms on habitable planets failed to emerge quickly enough to stabilize the planet and pave the way for more life. The Great Filter. Earth was subjected to the Great Filter, 5 mass extinction events, but nevertheless evolved complex creatures. What if all habitable planets were hit with killer asteroids, scorched by solar flares, torn apart by geological upheavals? Am I saying that right? Seared by supernova blasts or
upheaval?
gamma ray burst radiation, and that of all worlds, only Earth successfully hurdled the stumbling blocks. What were we going to say, Don?
I was just correcting your speech there.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
being an asshole, but
Okay.
helping.
Okay. The Great Silence. Go ahead.
All of this just sounds like, I don't know, just kind of really simple-minded theories. Like, we're monitoring for intelligent life. How? Like, there's no way we can be looking beyond our own galaxy, and the universe is cocked full of billions of galaxies.
I guess
we're
the main thing
in
that
the
they've been looking
infographic.
for has been like radio signals. I guess you're able to pick up like radio signals from space. And
Yeah, but only so far.
right. Well, we haven't received any ever.
Well,
I mean,
and we've
so-
only looked through about half of our galaxy,
if
let
I wouldn't
alone
even say
all of the
half.
other galaxies.
Like, there's no
No,
way we
it's-
could even look through half of our galaxy. Our galaxy is
At
fucking
least-
massive.
According to this infographic that he posted, we've scanned for ET signals to just around 40,000 light years from Earth. We haven't even surpassed the bounds of our galaxy, which is 100,000 light years wide. That is 100,000 years ago. They would have had to been broadcasting these signals for us to hear them.
Actually, it would be slower than that, wouldn't it? Because, like, if it's a quote, quote, radio signal, don't they travel slower than
Travels
light?
at the speed of light. No, radio signals travel approximately at the speed of light.
Well, regardless, that's a long fucking time. Like, what are you going to pick up on when you get one of these signals?
I mean, any communication, any radio signal that would come in would be a start.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
like
hoping
hearing, like,
it's
radio.
a rebroadcast of Lou Bega's Mambo number 5.
Okay, so there's another
That
one.
would be amazing.
It's called The Great Silence. The Great Silence hypothesis posits that advanced beings who belong to a Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale, able to harness the energy output of a whole galaxy, simply do not reach out to insignificant carbon-based humans. Why bother with type O bipeds?
That sounds like
is-
sarcasm.
No, that's entirely possible. Like they're probably like, look at these fucking idiots fumbling around on their little spinning rock, and like we're not gonna fuck with them. Like they're just fucking morons. So they just bypass us.
Yeah.
Or like they
Lynn's
just
had
watch
an
us from a
interesting
distance.
Thought. She said, "What if we have received a signal, but it is not in the way that we would expect? We're measuring communication in a
Right.
certain way, but what if it came in a much more organic way?" That's an interesting idea.
I mean, what if it came in a way that our brain just can't comprehend because we haven't understood it? We haven't learned it yet. We're looking for radio
Mhm.
waves and shit. What if they have like Oompa waves or some whatever own special technology that they can produce like signals to each other via telekinesis or some shit? Like,
Wait, are you talking about the fourth dimension?
boom, boom, boom.
My brain just exploded.
My brain just shit.
Okay, so
Jesus
there's early
Christ.
birds. Earth had a head start. In a study, Dr. Peter Beruzzi said that compared to all the planets that will ever form in the universe, Earth is exactly quite early. The last star will burn out 100 trillion years from now, and 92% of planets are yet to be born. We are the first, but not necessarily the last. That sounds.
So we're one of the
Somewhat okay.
first planets?
That's a theory. Is that we're one of the first planets with habitable life forms.
Well, that's
or
kind of
life.
like my theory. Like everyone else is still banging rocks together, and we're over here, killing our own planet. So
I'd like you to drop the word together from that phrase and just say banging rocks, because I mean I feel like that's something an idiot would do. Be like, oh, that rock looks fucking sexy. Like,
hell
look
yeah.
at the curves on that bitch.
Let me see if I can stick my dick in it. Oh yeah.
Or whatever their version of a dick is.
Mm. Like, okay, here's another question. Since we're on the topic of aliens, if you believed, or if you were to believe that aliens existed, do you think that they would look anything like the Hollywood made tales, or would they just kind of resemble us slightly? I feel like they would just kind of look like us for the most part.
I mean, anything that you and I have ever even thought of is just based off of
What we know.
like for aliens, yeah, it's just based off of what we know and what we can imagine. It's not it's based off of just what we know and what we imagine in our heads. So like there's a very solid chance that they're not humanoid. They could be very minuscule and very tiny and we would never notice them. They could be
I wanna
fucking
see-
huge and our planet could be a speck to them. You never know.
I want to see an alien movie or whatever where the aliens look so much like a human it's not even funny, but they just have like what we would consider a deformity or something. Like maybe their heads are just kind of long compared to ours. Just something very subtly different, but that was just part of their adaptation to their environment. And yeah, that's what I want the aliens to look like.
Oh, so kind
I'll be
of
right
like Q from the Star Trek series, where he looked like a human whenever he was interacting with the humans on the show, but like that dude had a really big forehead. And like I know like that was just like the actor that portrayed him just had a fucking 5 head, but maybe that was
Maybe he was an alien.
their interpretation of that.
Maybe he.
Well, no, he
actually
was an
is.
alien, like on the show.
No,
oh,
but
you're
he's
talking about the
actually
actor.
an alien. Like, why do you think he got the role?
Holy shit! I never thought of that.
Making you think.
I'm gonna have to rethink my my Trek fandom. That takes it to a whole new level. What the fuck was that?
Oh, by the way, how does my mic sound? Because I've noticed that my
Like
my
ass.
waveforms are pretty large, so my volume's actually higher than normal, which is fine. I
I mean,
guess.
you sound fine to me.
Okay, as long as I sound fine to you, that's fine. It shouldn't
Yeah.
sound much different in the local recording. I just didn't know if I was doubling or anything like that. That'd be terrifying. I mean, I could be doubling. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out in post process.
Oh boy, wouldn't that suck? That's like my worst fear. I should have recorded my the Discord track as well. Like I've been. Well, no, that wouldn't capture my voice. It would just capture you guys. I really wish there was a
Hello.
way to capture like a
back.
grandmaster track of all of us. So if in case one of us fucks up, it'd be like, that's fine. We have the grandmaster track off of Discord. But
Well, if we all record the Discord, then that could do it as well. Just like in a separate like audio program or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that way it'd be like, well, I don't have my voice, but I've got your voice, so I can put my voice into this Discord. Boy, that's a lot of work. Whatever. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. I mean, I have been streaming. I don't know if you would be able to match up the audio perfectly, but if there was a person missing, like they lost a recording, then I guess you could match up the voices somehow.
Yeah, I mean, we can yank the VOD.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Fuck it. If it messes up too bad, we'll just re-record it tomorrow. Fuck it.
So what's the
we'll
issue?
have this exact conversation.
Oh no, I was just asking
tomorrow.
Don if my mic sounded fine to him because I've noticed that my volume is a lot louder than normal, and according to these waveforms, and I've noticed that I'm hitting like 0 dB every so often with my volume, and that's just like when I talk fairly loud. So I know I messed with like my gain and shit trying to turn the volume up, but turn the gain down. I'm thinking about getting a cloud lifter for my mic to help with that problem. But yeah, I was fucking with it, so I didn't know what it sounded like to you guys, and I was too stupid to do a test recording before we started.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah, I know.
What an idiot.
I'm
What
pretty
a
fucking
dumb
dumb.
idiot. Who doesn't do a test recording?
Ah, man. Hey, do you guys ever like? I mean, I know I don't know about you, Don. You've got a wife or a girlfriend, right?
Girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah. So
She's actually right here.
oh well, maybe she won't want to hear the answer to this, but have you ever?
I'm wearing headphones. It's okay. She can't hear what you're going to say.
Now she's curious because she heard you say that. I've always wondered I've always liked the idea of, it sounds so bad, but like dating again just to troll and push limits, right? Like I would love to go on the first date, sit down and say, hi, I'm really fucking dumb, but let's see if we can make this work. You know, just for the lulz, you know? I don't want to get another girlfriend. I just want to fucking troll.
I think you should do it for science.
For
like
science.
that sounds like something Erica would sign off on.
She might would sign off on it. I don't know.
She'll be like, "Don't fuck them," but
Just
go like be
Not allowed.
retarded and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like, stream it.
It's like, psych, bitch, I'm actually
Maybe,
really smart
just
and I'm about to
maybe.
get a lot of views off of you.
You've been punked.
Got
Wait,
him.
that's been done. You'll have to call it something else.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always thought that sounded really fun, or just, I don't know, just go on dates and just do ridiculous shit, say ridiculous shit. It just sounds fun. It's also extremely fucking mean in the waste of someone else's time. but
Yeah,
it'd be
that
good
sounds
content.
really mean. It's okay. Just point at just put your arm around them and laugh, and then point at all the cameras in the room.
Be like,
and say
hey,
it was all
here,
a joke.
this
Even
is
if
all
there
part of a
aren't any
YouTube
cameras.
video.
Even if there aren't any cameras, yeah.
just point in random locations in whatever sushi
even better,
restaurant
just
you're
point
in.
and be
You're
like, hey,
there's
do you
a
see that?
camera.
Do you see that over there? That's a camera. You're gonna be on a YouTube video. That's great, right?
Point at your waiter like, there's a camera.
She's got a camera.
What?
There's a camera, just pointing at each person.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
We're
like,
all recording you.
there was a period of time where I was on Tinder and like other like dating apps like pretty heavily, and like there were a lot of times where I could see like the date wasn't going anywhere, or at least not in a direction that I wanted, and so I'd decide to have a little fun. One time it backfired massively. Yeah, that I don't know. Like she was just on a different play. Like she was on like 3D chess, and I'm on 2D over here. And like we go have dinner, and things seem like they're going pretty well. And so we go to another place after dinner, and it's a bar, and we're having some drinks, having some conversation. Things are going pretty well. And like she like jumped me. Like we're like at the bar. The bartender's looking at me, and she's just like going to town, right? And I'm like, okay, this can work. I can deal
adapt
with this. And we go out to her car. I walk her back to her car, and I'm like, are you okay to drive? And she's like, yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, do you want to follow me? And she's like, actually, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm like, you got me. Like she got dinner and free drinks, and a little bit of a makeout sesh, and then like hit me with a I'm not that kind of girl. I'm like, I know exactly what kind of girl you are.
Enlighten us. What kind of girl is she?
Yeah.
I to this day I think she was literally like on the app to like get free dinner and drinks. Like,
I feel the same way.
Like waste
dude.
my time.
So many of my Tinder dates ended up being me going out, getting them a nice meal or something, and you're thinking the entire time like, wow, this person's not bad. They're pretty cool. And you take them out for a drink and blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, poof, ghosted.
Gone.
Like, bro, listen, there was this one girl that we went out.
Oh,
had,
shit. We're about to get into
drink.
fucking dating stories. I like it.
It's just this one in particular. It didn't happen a whole lot, but this one in particular. She was really nice. She seemed pretty interested in me. We went out to a bar as kind of a first date or whatever because we met on Tinder. So that's, just something quick and easy and spare of the moment because it was late. And she was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just sitting at home. She's like, you want to go out and grab a drink or something? Like, sure. And so we went out, had a drink. We enjoyed ourselves. I took her, a couple of days later, and we got some sushi, really nice sushi. And then we stayed in contact quite a bit. And then her car broke down one day. And I was like, hey, you can just borrow my car. I'm that nice of a guy. And so she's like, wow, seriously? Like, I really need to go to this work event thing. She went to events. That's like her job. She went to events and just showed her face. She represented a company and she needed to get there. And I was like, yeah, I don't need my car. I'm off today. And so, she borrowed my car. And, everything was fine. And then literally out of the blue, just poof, stopped talking to me. Like,
so that's how your Hyundai got stolen.
Yes.
That's where I thought this was
Whoops,
going.
I just incriminated myself. But no, for real though, like, it's so mind blowing because I feel like some people, I'm not going to say women, but some people, I only have experience with women, get on Tinder or Bumble or whatever because they just want free stuff. They want food. They want, to go out to a movie. I haven't been to a movie in a while. I need someone to take me to a movie. My fucking car broke down. I wonder if one of these losers have a car I can borrow. Like, Jesus Christ. Sorry. That's the only major time that's ever happened. And I thought to myself, damn, that bitch just sucked me dry and not in a good way.
I like the ones that are like upfront about it in their profile. It's just like, I just want free meals. It's like, you know what? I'm going to swipe right on you just because.
Just because
like,
I would like to pay for your free meal.
Well, I mean, I never actually did it.
I mean, honesty is a great policy, though.
At least in the ones that were like, yeah, I'm not doing anything except for like eating free food. But it was usually a fun conversation.
Hollow in my chat said right after she separated from her husband, she went on a date with a guy who was pretty cool. And when her burger came, he said that he had a date tax where he took half of her burger and ate it.
What? A fucking date tax and it's half the burger? Like, was he serious? Did he legit like take half her fucking burger and eat it?
That's what she's saying.
It's like,
and I
pay
guess
up,
she'd let it
bitch.
happen too.
Holy shit.
That's fucking hilarious. I mean, like a bite, okay, like that's cheeky. It's kind of funny.
What was that, a Tinder
But,
date?
like he like goes and eats like half of her burger. Like what the fuck?
No, to me, dude, that sounds exactly like what I was talking about. That sounds like someone that has had a bad time on Tinder and he's just says fuck it and now he's gonna troll. That's what that sounds like to me.
She said she said he ate the fucking burger. I was in shock. I thought he was going to joke around and take a small bite. He ate
Well,
half the
damn.
fucking burger, dude.
So I mean, was he a rotund fellow? Was he a larger individual?
Was he
he
a fat
fat?
fuck?
'Cause I assume he like ordered his own meal.
Was he a
He's
fat-
not just
was he
gonna
a
sit
fat
there
son
and
of a bitch?
look at you eat a burger. That's like, yeah, like who has room for a meal and a half?
I'm
What are
interested in
you-
the context of
what are you
that
doing?
date. Like, were you talking to this guy like while you were out, about to have a burger, and you're like, why don't we go on a date? And he's like, sure, where are you at? And you're like, I'm at this place, I'm gonna get some food. And he's like, okay. And he shows up and he's just like, hey, so you invited me out to this thing and you wanted to do this, so I'm gonna take half of your food right now. Like, is that what happened?
I don't know. I'm still baffled. Like, this can't be a serious ordeal. This man had to be trolling. Like, I say that, but god damn it, my mind will never stop being blown by the type of people that coexist with us in this world.
I mean, he was pulling the hypothetical Nathan. He was just ahead of his time.
Damn right. That man was an
Just
entrepreneur.
going on dates and just fucking with people.
That man was an entrepreneur. That man was a planner. He knew that would be great content. As a matter of fact, wouldn't that be some shit if you looked on YouTube and just happened to find a video whereas I pranked this woman into giving me half her hamburger YouTube video? Some fucking Allier intro bullshit. Hey guys, welcome to my new YouTube video. I'm about to steal this bitch's hamburger. Fuck yeah.
High
I
five
mean,
his
give
buddy
that
behind
man
the
Reddit
camera.
gold
Oh,
or
Jesus.
platinum. Actually, give that man Reddit platinum.
That's like $10, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money for no reason.
Bro, unless I offer to give you food off of my plate, you better not be fucking reaching over and touching my fucking plate. I take that shit seriously.
Like if I
That
have some
involves
fries
my
on my
kids.
plate, if I have fries on my plate or something that has a large quantity, help yourself. Grab your little fry. Go ahead. It's cute. If I've got, 2 corn dogs and you grab one of them and take a big chomp out of it and be like, yo, bitch, that's my corn dog. Pack it the fuck up. You don't fuck with what I have very little of.
I mean, I see why people just randomly go on like stabbing sprees. Like,
Yeah,
Like, you
touch a
stab
bitch's
that
corn
one.
dog.
and then people freak out and they're like, I'm going to call the cops. And, then you got to stab a whole bunch of like other people.
That's Florida, dude.
There's witnesses.
That's Florida in a
What's
nutshell.
that
That is
YouTube
Florida in a
video
nutshell.
where there's like a YouTube video where like this dude like slaps his wife, or he like slaps his kid. He disciplines his kid and he slaps him, and then the mom comes up and she's like, "Hey, that was really out of control," and he slaps the wife, and then someone else walks up and he's like, "Hey
Oh,
man,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
slap
yeah,
your
yeah,
wife,"
yeah,
and he
yeah.
slaps that guy.
It was like at a birthday
Wasn't
party
that like
or
a
something.
beer
yeah.
commercial? It was like a cookout or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't a commercial, was it? I think it was just a funny YouTube video.
I don't
It might have
remember.
been.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember it though. It was
I
fucking
just
hilarious.
remember it being a YouTube video,
I've
but
seen
it was
it.
so good. Like
No,
everybody in
wait,
the
it may have
party
been a
just ends up getting
skit.
bitch slapped.
It may have been a skit.
I think it was a skit. Like the cops show up and like the cops get slapped. Like it was pretty funny.
It's called The Slap. Or
That's pretty inventive.
Slaps for Everybody. No, I think it's just a YouTube video. Yeah.
It's just a video called The Slap.
Well, there's 2 links. When you type in man slapping people skit, the top one is the slap 2, which is the video I recognize. And the next one is slaps for everyone, which looks like the same video. But if there is the slap 2, I imagine there is a slap 1 somewhere. So apparently there's a lot of videos of this bitch slapping people.
I'm just imagining someone reaching onto your plate and grabbing a corn dog and taking a huge bite out of it, and you getting so offended but not doing anything about it. You're just like, motherfucker, that's my corn dog. The fuck?
You just sit there mortified and don't even say anything and just look at her like, what in the fuck
She
do
doesn't
you
even sit
think
down.
you're doing?
She just walks up and grabs your corn dog and takes a bite and chews it without breaking eye contact.
Oh,
That's a power move.
That's a
That is
that
a
is-
power
That is a full-on power move right there. She's trying to take control of that date.
I'm gonna teach
If
this
she
bitch
eats-
knows what I'm about.
Half your fucking corn dog while just staring, like boring a hole in the back of your eyes.
Doesn't
with
even
her
give the rest of the
gaze.
corn dog back. It just hucks it over her
no,
shoulder.
but that's when you take the other corn dog and you slap that bitch in the face with it, and you just say you got slapped in the face with a wiener. How does that feel? Power move, checkmate.
Hopefully, you know,
I wouldn't even
like
do that.
covered
I would
in
just
like
pee on the person.
ketchup or mustard or whatever you covered your corn dogs in.
Just pee on her. She fucking grabs her corn dog, stares you in the eyes while she's eating it. So you just stand up and piss
Start
on her.
pissing on her.
It's like checkmate, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, a gold digger.
I mean,
huh?
that's-
Here's some gold for you.
Oh, dude, you know how funny of a
Here's a
fucking
golden shower.
God, that would be such a funny
You like
fucking YouTube
showers?
video, dude. Like instead of like the man slapping people and it gets more like it progresses, it should be a power move video where it starts out with someone, you know, I don't know, doing something that's a slight power move, and by the end of the video, they're like taking full-fledged dumps on each other and shit. That'd be great.
Just
Fuck.
take a turn shitting on each other.
And it ends up in like he's like mowing the lawn of the rival dad across the street, just like fuck you, I can do this better.
God, dude, wouldn't you just call it the power move? God damn it, it sounds fucking genius.
Sounds like a
Wait,
hilarious
we're-
video.
We're all content creators. We can actually make this happen.
We could
Yeah.
make this happen.
It'd be easier for Don and I because we live just a couple hours away from each other.
Yeah, it's a little short, little 6-hour drive.
I mean, if I'm on a plane, it's still a couple hours.
Oh, well, yeah, but that plane trip's going to cost you a hell of a lot fucking more than our gas.
That's very true. I mean, chat paid for my pizza. Maybe they'll pay for me to go visit you guys. Have an in real live stream.
Then we'd really have to like buckle down and make this YouTube video. We have to deliver results because they paid for you to come here.
So we just convince
Hey,
them to
I-
fund this trip, and then I go out there and we don't do anything. We just get hammered drunk off of the many bottles of whiskey laying around Don's apartment.
Nothing happens. Hey, I
Nothing
live in a
happens.
house, by the way.
Whatever.
Just go into Don's
That's a
tent
big house.
in a
Your
cave
hobo.
and drink all of
My
his whiskey.
shack.
Yeah, your fucking cardboard box.
His
you hobo
cardboard
bitch.
box underneath a bridge. Just drink all of his whiskey.
Yeah, I have a 3-car garage. You can stay in there.
I have a 3-car garage with a Hyundai. And I give people shit who drive Chevy Traxxas.
Well, yeah, the Chevy Trax is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, well, it's running,
We've already
great.
discussed this.
Runs
His
better than
warranty-
Nathan's car.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure my car is in great shape.
That's not how I sound.
I'm not trying to make fun of
did
him.
you hear back about the car?
Oh, I mean, yeah, they found it.
So
They
what
found
happened?
his
What
Hyundai.
conditions is it in?
I don't know. It's not my car anymore.
So you
I
didn't
just-
ask him what it looks like?
The police said that according to the report, there was no like obvious damage. I mean, I'll get to see it eventually because when it gets released, they're gonna call me and let me know so I can come get whatever shit's left in it.
Dude, that shit happens a lot, actually, where people will like steal a car and drive it like a mile down the road and park it, and that's it. They just
they
joyride
drove
it
it
down the
a
street
good
like they didn't
30
even ride.
minutes. Like the apartment compound they found it in was like 30 minutes from downtown, which is where it was stolen. Like I legit just wonder if this guy like I don't know, drove this fucking bitch home. Like fuck, I don't feel like in an Uber. Hey, there's a fucking car.
There's a car with the keys in it running.
I like how the fucking bitch had the audacity to lock the fucking door in the apartment compound. He's like, bitch, this is what you should have done.
I am a little curious. Like, were your keys in it?
Yes,
Or did they
listen.
like hotwire this thing?
No, my keys were straight up legit in the car, in the ignition. The hazard lights were on. The car was legit just within literal throwing distance of me. I could have looked up from the sidewalk that I was pressure washing and seen my car. Listen, I learned my lesson. Always lock your car. I'm
Holy
just
shit,
baffled.
you are actually retarded.
I am baffled that someone would walk up to an area with a couple of men working, obviously working, and just hop in the car and drive away. I cannot believe that someone would do that. But now I know that the world is truly full of dumb, ballsy people.
Well, I mean, shout out to the free program I'm using to record this podcast, but the audacity of some people.
The audacity. All right, guys, we are coming up
Sorry, I
on
thought that was
an hour
hilarious.
and 20 minutes. You guys ready to tie a knot and stick your dick in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's sacrilege this
It's
bitch.
been a good time.
Mhm.
I think this is one of my favorite episodes so far.
Yeah, it was really chill. I liked it.
It's getting
It made
better
me
and better.
Horny. Dude, it really is.
mean,
It really is. I'm really
always
proud
horny.
of what we've got here.
I'm
All
like,
right.
what's his name?
Don, do you want to lead us out?
By saying, all right, yeah, I'll make some shit up, sure. So yeah, that was episode 5 of the Savage Den podcast. I appreciate you all listening all the way through to the end. Please make sure to visit all of our Twitch channels and give us a whole bunch of money, especially my brand new Patreon, which is patreon.com/HoboSnacksTV. Go give me money.
What's the
Like what
benefit
you've
of-
heard tonight.
Hold on, what's the benefit of subscribing to your Patreon? What do you send them?
Well, there's
Alcohol farts?
there's feet pics, cake farts. It lists all the details. Just go to the website. It's all there.
I'm going for the feet pics, bitch.
Bro, what the fuck is
Yeah.
a cake fart? Is that just like where you eat a bunch of cake and fart and that's it?
Were you not here for
No, it isn't.
that? Whatever.
It's-
All right.
It's a whole thing. It's been done, and it's not my intellectual property, so I can't actually do that.
Yes, it's time to
But-
go. I'm ready to get off.
That is gonna be the end of this podcast. And Nathan, Chris, it's been fun as always.
Yippers.
Goodbye, Don.
Goodbye, Don.
Goodbye, other Don.
See you guys next time.
Till next week. Later on, fellas.
Bye.